Harry will return to London on the anniversary of his grandmother's death to attend the WellChild Awards.
Well, the charity aims to celebrate the inspirational achievements of seriously ill children and those who care for them.
Well, let's speak now to GB News royal correspondent Cameron Walker, who joins us now. And Cameron, this isn't too much of a surprise considering we know how important this cause is to Prince Harry.
Yeah, Prince Harry has been patron of WellChild for 17 years and the charity's now in its 20th year. And every year since he's left as a working member of the royal family, Prince Harry has come back to London. So that isn't necessarily a surprise. I think some people may question why he's coming back if he has such an issue over the security arrangements that he has when he's in the United Kingdom. So his security was downgraded when he left as a working member of the royal family. He's been fighting that in the courts. He's lost that. He's considering whether or not to take it up to a higher court in order to try and get his security reinstated when he's in the UK. But that's not happened. So therefore, the chances of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, or his children coming across with him to London, very slim indeed, because Prince Harry says he's kind of happy to put himself in a little bit of danger, but not his wife and his children. But I also perhaps think it's quite convenient for Meghan not to come to give that an excuse, because, of course, her opinion ratings are not great, and there is always the concern, as we saw a couple of years ago when she came back for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, that some people did boo them when they went up to the St Paul's Cathedral steps. However, Prince Harry, of course, is going to be focusing on his charity work. It's the 8th of September, these awards, which is the anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's death. So I suspect, it's not been confirmed, but I suspect he may make a trip to Windsor Castle to pay respects at the grave of his grandmother at St George's Chapel for a private visit. I'd be highly surprised if he didn't do that.
Would we... I mean, if he did see his father, with all the speculation, will he see his father,
Yeah.
will he see his brother, would we ever actually know?
I think we would know after the fact, because I think somebody would leak it, whether it's from his camp or from Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace. I think somebody would be able to find out. As for the King, I don't think logistically that's going to be possible, because the King is likely to spend it at Birk Hall at Balmoral for a session day, because, of course, it is the day that he ascended the throne to become king, and he tends to spend that day privately. As for the Prince of Wales, I don't think he has spoken to his brother for a number of years. So the chances of them talking in London that day or a few days after, I think, is so unlikely again, because Prince William has other priorities. He's got his children to get back into school. He's got his wife, who is still in remission, the Princess of Wales, from cancer, and he's got a very busy diary in the autumn, the Prince of Wales. So I just don't think it's a priority for him. But we do have a statement from Prince Harry, which I need to read out to you. He says, "I'm always privileged to attend the WellChild Awards and meet incredible children, families and professionals who inspire us all with their strength and spirit. Their stories remind us of the power of compassion, connection and community." So Prince Harry's focus is clearly perhaps on the WellChild Awards. I suspect, as we've seen over the last few months, with him laying a wreath at the memorial for VJ Day last month or earlier on this month, that he is wanting to do a bit more charity work perhaps. And
Is he a tainted brand, though? I mean, I'm a little bit surprised at WellChild in a way. Holding on to him. I mean, no disrespect, but he is a tainted brand.
Well, he just lost Centre Barley, didn't he? Or he stepped back from Centre Barley. So WellChild is probably one of the last big charities he has, other than the Invictus Games. Look, for WellChild and for Netflix or whatever organisation associated with Harry and Meghan, you love them or hate the couple, they still make headlines. We're still talking about it. So even if it is a slightly tainted brand, I don't think most people would be talking about WellChild Awards if it wasn't for Prince Harry being patron for the last 17 years. So in that sense, from a PR perspective, from a publicity perspective, it does shine a spotlight on the charity. Whether it's a good thing that Prince Harry, in the eyes of the public, is not popular at the moment, well, that's up to WellChild. I guess we'll have to wait and see how well he is received there. And, of course, if there's any interaction with the children, I suspect... Well, I'm actually told that he is going to be delivering a speech at the WellChild Awards, but... You know, he's only going to be talking about the charity, isn't he? He's not going to suddenly say, "Oh, I really want my brother or my father to come and see me. I miss them so much." He's clearly not going to say that.
No.
OK. Cameron, thank you very much.
Right, now...
Family, welcome back to the Royal Sussex Squad. The place where we speak truth to power, cut through the lies of the toxic British media and uplift the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan. Today, we're diving into a story that truly
Because when you show up
captures
in
the heart of
community,
who Prince Harry
you
is.
find
A
that
loving
group that makes you
grandson,
feel
a
like
devoted
home, but
son,
oftentimes you
a
also find
caring
yourself
husband and
again.
father, and most importantly, a man who continues to show grace, dignity and compassion.
Each other.
An event that
25.
reflects his life's purpose, giving voice to children with critical illnesses and their families. He had attended the awards the evening before, giving one of the most touching speeches of his career. And during that speech, Harry openly referenced his grandmother. He said, "As you know, I was unable to attend the awards last year as my grandmother passed away. And as you also probably know, she would have been the first person to insist that I still come to be with you, all instead of going to her." That's Harry, always balancing duty to his family and to the causes he holds dear. And let's pause here, because what does that tell us? It tells us that Queen Elizabeth II, Harry's grandmother, shaped him in ways the media does not like to acknowledge. They love to paint Harry as some kind of rebel who has abandoned everything royal. No, Harry is the one who carries the best of the monarchy forward: compassion, service, duty. Unlike the lazy royals who sit around, preen for cameras and leak against their own family members, Harry actually lives the values the Queen embodied. The next day, September 8th, Harry did something extraordinary. He quietly visited St. George's Chapel, the very chapel where he married Meghan in 2018, the very chapel where Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip are laid to rest. No fanfare, no announcement, just Harry, dressed simply in a white shirt and smart trousers, going to pay his respects. Tourists happened to spot him leaving, and photos surfaced online of this powerful, solemn moment. You could see it on his face, the seriousness, the weight of memory, the gravity of that day. That was not a staged photo op. That was a grandson, mourning, remembering and honouring. But of course, family, we know what happened next. The tabloids twisted it. They tried to frame it as Harry seeking attention, as Harry being out of place. These are the same vultures who had the audacity to criticise him when he wasn't invited to Balmoral when the Queen was on her deathbed. Let's never forget that. They literally blocked Harry, her beloved grandson, from saying goodbye to her in her final hours. They allowed William, Camilla and others to be present, but Harry was sidelined. And yet, even after being mistreated in that way, Harry still found it in his heart to go back, to honour her legacy in private. That's grace, that's forgiveness, that's strength. And let me be crystal clear, the Queen loved Harry. This nonsense that's often peddled in the press, that she somehow turned her back on him, is a lie. The Queen respected Harry's choices. She knew the pressure he faced. And Meghan, the Queen welcomed Meghan into the family. Harry's decision to go to that chapel is proof of the love and respect that Bond will always hold, no matter what his haters say. Now, fast forward to today. It has been confirmed that Harry will once again attend the WellChild Awards in September 2025, on the 3rd anniversary of the Queen's passing. This will mark his 15th time supporting this incredible cause. Think about that consistency, family. 15 times. Where are William and Kate? Where is the so-called future king? Nowhere to be found. This is what leadership looks like. This is what service looks like. Harry shows up, but let's also acknowledge the context. By the time Harry returns this September 2025, it will be the first time he's set foot in the UK since his crushing court defeat over his right to security. Let's not sugarcoat this. Harry should never have been stripped of his security. The fact that this man, born into that family, son of the current king, is told he has to fend for himself when he visits the UK is a scandal. Let's remember why Harry fought this legal battle in the first place. It wasn't just about him. It was about Meghan, it was about Archie and Lilibet, and it was about ensuring that they as a family are safe when visiting his homeland. The court ruled against him, siding with Ravik and the Home Office, saying that Harry doesn't deserve the same level of taxpayer-funded protection as working royals. But let's be real. The only reason Harry isn't considered a working royal is because they pushed him out. They smeared his wife, they hounded his family, and when he chose survival over sacrifice, they punished him by taking away protection. This is vengeance, plain and simple. But Harry, being Harry, is not deterred. He may have lost that court battle, but he hasn't lost his purpose. That's why he will be back in London in September. That's why he continues to carry the torch for his grandmother's values. That's why he continues to stand for his family's dignity. And let's not miss this. Even when the UK courts slam the door on him, even when the media vilifies him, the British public, the real people, still show up for him. Remember, he was spotted at St George's Chapel by tourists, and instead of negativity, it was royal fans who shared those images online with admiration. The people know the truth. And let's talk about Meghan here too, because she is always in the picture, even when she isn't physically present. It was Meghan who supported Harry through the grief of losing his grandmother. It was Meghan who stood by him when the media mocked him for daring to mourn privately. It was Meghan who reminded him that he carries his grandmother's legacy forward, not by bowing to courtiers, but by living authentically. So every time Harry walks into that chapel, every time he attends WellChild, Meghan is right there with him, in spirit, in love, and in strength. Now, family, let's reflect. What do we see here? We see a man who refuses to be broken. We see a couple who, no matter the lies and betrayals, continue to live with love, compassion, and purpose. Harry's secret visit to his grandmother's grave is not just a footnote in royal history. It is a statement. It is proof that dignity cannot be stripped away. It is proof that legacy is carried forward not by titles, not by taxpayer funding, not by tabloids, but by love. And before we wrap up, let's call out the hypocrisy. William and Kate did not go to that chapel in 2023 in the same way Harry did. The other royals did not make that pilgrimage. It was Harry, the one they call the spare, the one they loved to mock, who honoured his grandmother with true devotion. Think about that. The institution wants you to believe Harry abandoned them, but the truth is, Harry embodies the very best of them. Family, if that doesn't tell you who the real king-in-waiting is, I don't know what does. So, as Harry prepares to return this September for the WellChild Awards on the 3rd anniversary of his grandmother's passing, let's continue to uplift him and Meghan. Let's continue to reject the lies of the haters. And let's continue to remind the world you cannot dim the Sussex shine. Prince Harry made secret visit to Queen Elizabeth II's grave on anniversary of monarch's death. The Duke of Sussex was pictured leaving St George's Chapel in September 2023. Prince Harry made a secret visit to Queen Elizabeth's grave on the anniversary of the monarch's death 2 years ago. The Duke of Sussex was photographed leaving the church where he married Meghan Markle in May 2018. On September 8, 2023. Harry was wearing a white shirt and smart trousers. He looked serious as he left the church where both Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip are buried. The Duke of Sussex was seen walking to a Range Rover with his former Met Police bodyguard waiting to open the door. Harry was wearing a white shirt and smart trousers. He looked serious as he left the church where both Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip are buried. Vertical bar. Prince Harry was spotted by tourists leaving the church, and pictures of the Duke were shared on social media by royal fans. The Duke of Sussex had attended the 2023 WellChild Awards the night before he was seen at St George's Chapel. The royal paid tribute to his grandmother during his speech at the award ceremony. Prince Harry made a secret visit to Queen Elizabeth's grave on the anniversary of the monarch's death 2 years ago. Vertical bar Getty. He said, "As you know, I was unable to attend the awards last year as my grandmother passed away. As you probably also know, she would have been the first person to insist that I still come to be with you all instead of going to her. And that's precisely why I know exactly 1 year, that she's looking down on us tonight, happy we are together continuing to spotlight such an incredible community. Today it was confirmed that Prince Harry will attend the WellChild Awards on the 3rd anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's death. The Duke of Sussex will travel to London on September 8, 2025, to attend the award ceremony for the 15th time. Prince Harry's trip to London will be the first time the Duke of Sussex has returned to the UK since suffering a crushing court defeat in May 2025. Vertical bar Reuters. Prince Harry's trip to London will be the first time the Duke of Sussex has returned to the UK since suffering a crushing court defeat in May 2025. It will end the royals' hiatus from the UK, which has gone on for 3 months, since he lost his legal battle for taxpayer-funded armed police protection when in the UK. The California-based royal had fought the dismissal of his High Court claim against the Home Office. The case centred on a decision by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, RAVEC, that Harry should receive a different degree of protection when visiting the country. Ultimately, the Court of Appeal ruled against the Duke, with Sir Geoffrey Voss, Master of the Rolls, dismissing his appeal. And with that, thank you for being here with me on the Royal Sussex Squad. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you never miss a truth-filled video. And if you'd like to support this channel, please consider donating through Super Thanks. It really helps us keep this platform going strong and independent, because remember, here we uplift Harry and Meghan, we celebrate truth, and we expose the hypocrisy of the haters. Until next time, stay strong, stay blessed, and always stay Sussex loyal.